1694, and consecration took place 9 years later in May 1605. The basilica houses the remains of St. Francis Xavier. St. Francis Xavier was an influential evangelical missionary in India and proposed the formation of the Goan Inquisition. He died of fever whilst on the island of Shan Huan, China, 1552. Goa is the smallest state in India, with a population of just under 2 million, spread over an area of 3,702 kilometres square, which for comparison is a little smaller than the land area of French Polynesia. In some areas, elephants are still used for heavy lifting. The Indian elephant's Latin name is Elephas maximus indicus, which also serves as a good description, I feel. They weigh around 5,000 kilograms and stand 2.5 metres tall at the shoulder. Wild Indian elephants are on the International Union of Conservation and Nature list as being endangered. Only 30,000 of them estimated to still exist in the country. Fort Aguada was built over a freshwater spring by the Portuguese in 1612 and was used to provide fresh water to passing Portuguese ships. The reservoir held 9.5 million litres, which made it nearly the largest freshwater store in Asia at the time. To refill myself, I stopped off at a street vendor selling sugarcane juice. The raw cane is passed through a machine and macerated, with the juice flowing out into a collection bowl at the bottom. The drink has a pleasant plant taste, if somewhat sugary. Fresh coconut milk is also to be had, and the nut itself provides something to gnaw on whilst one goes about one's travels. At Alzran Beach, carvings and symbols of Shiva can be seen. Shiva typically carries a trident called Trishula. It represents Shiva's three aspects of creator, preserver and destroyer, or the equilibrium of the three gunas, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. Down by the Kushavati river, near Uzgalimil village, one may find petroglyphs carved into the granite. These carvings are some of the earliest traces of human occupation in India and were carved 20 to 30,000 years ago. There are more than 100 images here, including deer, bison, people, feet and abstract shapes. Hidden out in the forest is the Pandava Buddhist cave. The cave was occupied some 1,500 years ago and is cut into the rock. Now it is honoured with a carving of Hanuman at the entrance. It is wonderfully cool inside, although I was advised to keep a sharp eye out for serpents. Apparently they don't like being disturbed. Hindu temples are alive with vivid carvings of the deities and are a true feast for the eyes. The temples are quite quiet, with the monks going about their business in relative silence. The sound is only broken by the occasional ritual bell or of a monk reciting a Veda aloud. A Hindu temple is a symbolic reconstruction of the universe and the universal principles that make everything in it function. The temple architecture of Goa is quite unique in that it incorporates Dravidian, Nagar and Hemadpanthi styles, with some British and Portuguese influences. Few temples in Goa are more than 500 years old. Next time on the Adventures of David Perkins, I shall be walking around Tamil